everybody, happy Tuesday. It's Tom. I'm still in bad need of a haircut, but I'm glad to be back in my office for the first time in a while. I'm glad to see that Georgia is slowly opening up as we have worked to flatten the curve. We got a lot to talk about today, but before I go into anything else, I want to remind all of you out there that we have now gotten to the point in Georgia where I believe if you have had any contact with a COVID positive person, or if you even have mild symptoms, you should be able to get a COVID test, should be able to get that fairly quickly and get a fairly rapid turnaround. I'm going to put a link on the video as to where you can find out information in your area as to how to get that testing. And certainly, if you feel that you've been exposed or you have any symptoms consistent with the illness, please get tested so that we can make sure that we're not spreading that to others. In terms of business today, of course, we're wrapping up Prevent Child Abuse Month. As we do, we celebrate that each April. And as you may recall, this month's theme was Connections Matter, supporting strong and thriving families. We've talked a lot this month in the many discussions we've had with folks about preventing child abuse, about the factors that we can focus on to build family structures that are free from abuse and neglect, making sure that parents are resilient, making sure that parents and families are connected to relatives and friends and communities, making sure that caregivers who need concrete support in times of need and times of stress are able to reach out and get that. Making sure that children and adults learn to sort of deal with their feelings, sort of social and emotional learning and competence that everyone must develop. And finally, of course, making sure that parents understand child development and understand what a child should be able to do and not do, so that they can help that child accordingly and perhaps not expect too much. We work with PCA Georgia, our friends at Prevent Child Abuse Georgia, and certainly other organizations around the state to really put together some resources for you on this. One of these is the PCA Georgia Helpline.org that we'll post on the video here. And there's also a Georgia State public health site that has a number of resources. We also this month, knowing that a lot of our the folks we usually rely on to call in cases of abuse and neglect are usually teachers and other mandated reporters, oftentimes with children out of school, with children not participating in community activities. We felt like we needed to go ahead and get out some information to y'all on how you as a mandated reporter can continue to do your job well and help us to identify cases of suspected abuse. And so we have a website that we'll put up here again. It's called Stop, Spot, and Support. And we'll put the link up here for you. It's got a sort of a micro site where we've collected some resources for you. Sorry I can't talk today. And then, of course, we also have this month coming up in May. It's National Foster Care Month. As you know, we have about 12,400 children in foster care on this today. This month's theme this year is foster care as a support to families, not a substitute for parents. And we want to emphasize, of course, that the vast majority of the children who come into our foster care system are going to return home, either to their parents or to a family member. So we, of course, want to emphasize that one of the roles of foster care, one of the roles of our foster parents, is to help us in that reunification process. Foster parents can certainly be mentors for biological parents. We've had wonderful cases of reunification stories in which the foster parent really was an anchor for that biological parent and to help that parent get her child back or his child back and really continue to support and mentor that family. Next Tuesday, May 5th, is actually National Foster Care Day. I want to encourage you to wear blue and then take a picture of yourself and tag it, and you can send it to DHS web requests at dhs.ga.gov, and we'll put it on social media. You can also visit fostergeorgia.com for more information about what you can do. So the other thing, of course, is as you know, we have been really focused on our workforce here, our child welfare workforce, but also our OFI workforce. In March of 2019, our Georgia was selected as one of 7 workforce excellence sites by the National Child Welfare Workforce Institute. We have done a comprehensive organizational health assessment, and we are now using the findings from that assessment to determine how we can both bolster our staff's sense of belonging, make their work easier, how we can make their work more efficient, how we can make DFCS a wonderful place to work, because we know the work we do here is wonderful, and we need to have that same sense of pride in the work and the same sense of support for our employees. Recently developed an action team for each district in the state, comprised of really folks from all over the different levels of the agency. Where they're going to be identifying some strategies we can use, and I really want to thank everybody who's been working on that. One of the things, part of that is that Wednesday Woo that comes out. So just stay tuned on that. Now, the really great news as well. I just want to once again send a great shout out and a thank you to our OFI staff. So let me give you some just quick numbers here. As you know, we've been doing P-SNAP, which is the additional pandemic SNAP for families, giving families who are on food stamps already the maximum benefit, and we've been adding that benefit at the end of each month. This week, end of April, we just added another $71 million in benefits for 432,000 families, and I believe we're probably going to be able to do that again in May. We also have worked with Walmart, and we're also working with Amazon. Walmart is now accepting EBT cards for an online order where you can go pick it up at the store. So that'll help with folks who need to get food, but who also want to maintain that social distance. Our productivity in OFI is off the charts. So for example, in April, we approved about 7,150 applications per day, and the average daily approval number in March was 1,884. There have been almost 23 more applications approved in April than in the entire month of March, and I think we're seeing application processing of up to 15,000 per day. And it's really great to see that while our staff has been remotely working, that they have been extremely productive. And it's all in the name, of course, of getting benefits out to Georgians who need them. So I want to, again, thank our folks for doing that. We also are working on a PEBT program along with the Department of Education, and we're hoping that we will be able to roll that program out soon. This agency, I promise you, is the staff, and all of y'all who work with us. We're looking forward to continuing to work with you as we work through this pandemic to protect children, to get folks who are vulnerable, who are financially vulnerable, the assistance they need to get through this time. And of course, we're all, I know, looking forward to sunnier days, brighter days, when we can get out and get back, hopefully, to a bit of a normal routine. But until then, thank you all for what you're doing. Thank you so much for continuing to carry this heavy load. Thank you so much for continuing to put yourselves out there and do the work that needs to be done for the people of Georgia. Thanks. We'll see you next Tuesday.